What's up, guys? So remember in previous videos I had said that I didn't really like where this license plate was sitting, so I was gonna make a bracket for up here to hold the license plate and some fog lights. So what I found was this piece of metal that I had laying around in my garage. Like I said in my welcome video, I work in IT and we've been working on a decommissioning of a data center lately. So they've been throwing this stuff out and they said if you want it, you can take it. So I've been saving some of these little brackets and cornered pieces for stuff just like this. So little piece of scrap metal. I took the Haas Fairlead off and laid it on top, took some measurements to make sure I wasn't going to hit this, because what I'm doing is using this as a light mount and my license plate mount. So actually what I found out was that I can use the rear license plate mount, since I relocated it to the spare tire, and actually use it on the front and hide the hook and have it flip up out of the way. Let me show you. Alright, so here we are, got the bracket. Remember, license plate, no good down there because it's going to get ripped off the second I go wheeling. So, but this is the rear license plate holder, and all I did was I undid the springs from right here in the groove. I just took a screwdriver and pried it out, and it sits there. And what I'm going to do is take the factory mounting holes and mount it just like that. We'll see how well it holds up over time, but with the spring gone, what I can do is flip it up out of the way when I want to use the winch and I'm out wheeling, and it'll just sit there on the bar. I got that zip tie there holding the cable in the way, but then I can just flip it back down and have it sit there. Now also what I'm going to do is on the sides here drill some holes and have that for my light mounts, for some fog light LEDs I bought. Well, I've had for a while. I'm just looking for another place to put them. So we're going to keep going with this. All I did was I laid the Fairlead down on the piece of metal, took some measurements to make sure I wasn't going to hit the hitch when the plate was down. Gave myself a little bit of a buffer underneath there, and it's just wedged in there between the two, so it's not going to go anywhere. And I cut out the hole, marked it, drilled out the holes, cut the hole for the cable. Oh geez, sorry, camera work is horrible today. And then now I just got to drill some holes for lights and cut off the excess that I don't need, and then do some painting, bolt it back on, and we should be good to go. So we'll take some more marks here, mount the license plate, and keep trucking on. Alright, got some fog lights to wire up. The lights I had before that I mounted on the YJ, I had on another vehicle, so I grabbed the wiring off of that when I removed the lights. I had wired in my own connectors. You can go to the junkyard and grab some of these. Just make sure you grab both sides. It's just fog light wiring, 2-pin, even just a regular 2-pin. As long as it's not like a sensor wire, should be able to handle the voltage. But I like these wiring kits from, funny enough, of all places, Walmart. I think they're 20-25 bucks in my area, but they come with everything you need except for the other side of the connector. As you can see, it's got the female side there as part of the harness. The male side is supposed to come with the lights that they sell there at Walmart, but you can cut the ends off and rewire your own ends on if you want. But it's a really nice kit. It comes with the power, ground, a relay, a lighted switch, and plenty of wiring to run the length that you need on a vehicle. So we're going to get these wired up. I think I got a place for the switch figured out, and we'll get this going. As you can see, I got all the dash panels pulled off, radio pulled out. Working on multiple projects at once here, but doing the fog light wiring, there wasn't a switch or anything from the factory for this. There was a closeout panel that the previous owner had cut a bunch of holes in. Don't know what they were for, but we're gonna actually use the original factory dash panel. And I like to keep all my lights and everything together in the same area, like light switches and stuff like that. So what I did is I actually took a 3/4 inch hole spade bit, sorry, and cut a hole right there so that the fog light switch and all the other switches for the normal lights on the vehicle are going to be together. Now I'm going to be wiring in the CB, and I'm actually going to have that on a switch so I can have it on without the ignition being on. So we'll talk about that later, but I'll get that wiring run through the firewall, and then we'll check back. This is another reason why I like these wiring kits from Walmart. They have a connector here that you can separate the switch from the rest of the harness, so you're not having to deal with everything. So all you got to worry about is getting that one connector through the firewall. It is a little big, but if you can find a grommet or snake something through somewhere, it's pretty easy. Or on a lot of cars you can actually snake it around the B-pillar. On this it's not so easy. I'm gonna have to find a grommet to run through, but we'll be able to make it work. All right, on the driver's side, on the engine side of the firewall, if you pull the harness and pop this little connector free, there's a grommet right there. I don't know if it was like that from the previous owner or if that's from the factory, but I'm gonna pop that sucker out and use that for my wiring for the fog lights and for the CB radio. All right, got the wiring through the firewall, comes across, goes over. I'm going to secure it to the other loom here after I wire the CB, but these are for the fog lights. Like I said, this is that pre-built kit from Walmart, and I just don't want to cut it up. So gathered all the extra wiring, ran it down, and I've got the relay right there. Got the extra wiring. The ground is directly to the battery. Positive, it's actually wired over here onto the accessory. It has a built-in fuse. And then the wiring runs down, gathered up all the extra, runs underneath. And then those little blue connectors there, connections for the fog lights. So let's test it out. And boom, they work. So yay for me. But that's how, you know, with those Walmart kits, it's really easy to wire up some fog lights. As long as you got the connectors, willing to do a little modifications and run some wires, it's pretty simple and straightforward. And we'll keep these videos coming for you guys. I know YJs are pretty old and not used that much anymore, but hopefully these are helping somebody out there. All right guys, so here we go. Got it all fixed up. Just need to hit some paint over here on the holes from where the plate was before, but not too bad for using scrap metal and what I have to work with, because A, I don't have a whole lot of money, and B, anything on Amazon or eBay takes forever now with this COVID stuff. So I figured I would just try and make something on my own. So license plate holder and fog light holder, just wedged in there between the fair lead, and plate lifts up out of the way. And I gotta make some adjustments to the lights and everything, but there we go. Lifts up out of the way for access to the winch and keeps the plate in place. And then the fog lights, we will focus those once we get them wired up, and it's dark out, so that's probably the next project. One project always leads to another, so hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you again on Flatland Jeeper.